That's my piston. Oh yeah, that is a good view of my piston. Look at your piston, Mike.
Hey everybody, Mike Chamberlain here. Welcome back to the vlog. On today's episode, it's all about pulling it apart. Yes, that's right. I'm gonna do the injectors myself. Well, I'm gonna start the injectors myself, but if I need help, I'm gonna ask for help. But for now, you know what? I got Kenny in the shop. I got them all ripped apart. Actually, I don't have them ripped apart. I'm gonna rip them all apart, but I got them all set up. Check it out. So I tilted them forward as far as I can go. He's actually hitting the light up there. I cut these 2x4s so they're acting as prop rods to make sure he doesn't fall on my head, because those cylinders are not 100%. I think I'm gonna pull the air filter off so I have a little bit more room. There's actually more room to work on the other side. I've got this 2x2 in here as basically just a safety, added safety. And I got some gaskets. I'm still waiting on 3 more, but yeah, there's my rocker head gaskets. Here's the injectors. Pull one out and show you guys what it looks like. So there is the injector. So yeah, so anyways, we're gonna give this a whirl. So, and if I run into troubles, I'm just gonna ask for help. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Oh, and I went back to P&R Truck Parts and I scored some handles for Kenny on the front. Well, actually I only needed one, but I grabbed both of them. So I've got a spare handle, and that old Kenworth that was there, I saw this and I was like, oh, I need that. Yes, the crooked KW. It's got a little nick there though, but yeah, it's actually in pretty good shape considering it's been sitting there. And on that truck, there were Canadian Kenworth. Oh yes, there's a little bit of paint on it, but you know what? These are in really good shape. Well, and when I say really good shape, I think this one's in good shape if this paint comes off. So anyways, getting sidetracked. So anyways, I got those. I don't know that they're gonna go on Kenny, but this certainly is, because he's missing one right there. I got one here. If I just check, it's actually, well, I should probably clean it up a bit, eh? So if I try it out. Yeah, perfect. I even got the bolts. Just maybe give it a little cleanup and there we go. There we go. Now I got handles. And you know what I think is, you know what? Gosh, sometimes I have a hard time speaking. You know what I think would be really cool? Since I don't have, now I didn't get the flippy part because like I've told you guys, we've been having record heat. You know, and I mentioned about how the town of Lytton burnt up, and it's about 6 hours south of here. Hottest place in Canada. It actually set a record that was set in 1940 whatever, because I think it was like 48 degrees, which is like, I don't know, 48 degrees Celsius is something like 115 or 120 Fahrenheit. And yeah, like in the sun, over 50 was recorded. And it sounds like a train maybe sparked a fire and it ended up burning the town down. So to take this off at the wreckers, I have to grind off these huck bolts right there in order to get the flapper off that's on that truck. And I'm not going to go there and do grinding while we've got such dry temperatures, because I'm not saying that it could start a, well, it could start a fire, but I don't want to be the guy that accidentally starts the wrecking yard on fire. And I didn't have any more tools when I went there and got these. But anyways, sidetrack. How cool would it be? Now this has got the notch to go here. I think it was basically like that. How cool would that be if I custom made a piece? Now the only problem is that doesn't hide it 100%. But and this shouldn't have holes there like that either, because this plate, there's supposed to be a plate that goes on the back side, but This looks like it's cracked there, and there. You know, this truck definitely had some issues. And when I say had, I mean has. But you know what? It's what it's all about with a project. It's not perfect. I want to get a complete new grill without these winter front clips. You know, this one's got bad rust, like especially right here. It's all yicky. But if I can get that flap, that's the first part. If I find a better flap, I'll buy a better flap. But in the meantime, if I can get that one flap, I'm going to get it. And if I end up having to do something custom, I think that would be really cool, you know? Yeah, I'll have to do some creative work there to make it fit, because it's gonna, I don't know, we'll see what happens. Because the other kicker is, you know, it's got that notch and I could cut it back, but I don't really want to cut this up. But anyways, we'll see what happens. I got it, it's saved. I got the Canadian Kenworth badges too, so yeah. I don't think I'm gonna put these on Kenny, but we'll see what happens. They're kind of awesome. So anyways, I'm gonna put some coveralls on and get started pulling the valve covers off, and wish me luck. You know, I Googled it and I watched a YouTube video and it doesn't look that difficult. I mean, it's not easy, but I think if I take my time, I think we can do it. So we're gonna give it a whirl, see what we can do. Okay guys, I've got my valve covers off, and I'm gonna turn the light on here so you can see. I discovered something that doesn't seem right. I know, shocker. So in the research I did, when we set the valves, essentially I believe the exhaust valve should have about 22 thou approximately. I mean, I'll get the accurate amount in a bit here. About 22 thou clearance, and the intake valve should have about 11 or so. So I'm just looking, you know, everything kind of looks okay. Doesn't look too washed down, being that there is some fuel in the oil. You know, it is thin. You can see the injectors there. So one of them should be at top dead, which is this one. So now this one, if I can move it, now this should be, I believe the outsides are exhaust. You can see or hear a little bit. Can you see that? I don't know, you probably can't see that. But there's a little bit of wiggle. That definitely seems like more than 22 thou. This one, see if I can, that's like a ½ an inch. So I don't know what's missing, but something's missing. This one doesn't seem as bad.
So, yeah, I got a feeling that might be why she's missing. But being that there's push rods down there that hold these things, I mean, if it had a broken push rod, well, anyways, I guess we'll find out. I was gonna say if it had a broken push rod, you'd think it would go through the engine and grenade it, but maybe we got lucky. So anyways, I'm gonna pull the jig heads off now and see what else we can find. It's kind of exciting. I'm kind of glad to find that. Still doesn't explain the fuel in it, but this one, it actually looked a little bit washed. I don't know if you can see that on the right here around that. Well, mind you, I guess that's where the oil sprays out, but anyways, we're gonna pull it apart and get a little closer to the injectors and figure out why this one rocker is as loose as it is, because that ain't right. So